What's up, Angie?
I'm making sure. Okay, I think we are live. It's
We
just
are
stopped.
live. We are live. We are live.
Yes, I
Live
was gonna say it just stopped, and I hope
all
I'm not
over
having
the
technical
world. We're live
difficulties on
in
my
the
end.
RTV world. You know?
All right, so it looks like I may be having some issues on my end. Hopefully you all can hear. Uh,
Yes, Ken.
okay, good. Okay. So we are here, the RTV radio show. We have a guest co-host on here for today, Dr. Kyle Berkley.
Hey
We
y'all.
are going to be talking politics.
Oh Lord,
I know, right? I was gonna say,
I feel a little left out because everybody got brick background and I'm, regular. We're not in uniform. See, this is about the politics.
yeah.
Oh no,
So
not the brick
I'm
black
sorry, brother Nance,
background.
to do this to you. But we are in right in the dead snap of just politics in the midterm, and this is the gubernatorial election. I actually was following the candidate filing deadline on Friday. The deadline was at 9 o'clock, and it was very some things dropped. We had some candidates come out, withdraw. We've had some excitement. Now officially 3 months before the primary election. The election is July the 19th. And we had a lot going on because the candidate filing listing or deadline was pushed back a couple times. So it's definitely one that we've been watching. So again, we want to make sure that people know that the primary election is July the 19th, what positions will be up, and which candidates are out there. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And we hope that you all will interact with us. I've also put a spreadsheet together that will actually list all of the Baltimore City, I would say, seats that are available or positions. And anyone from governor, the governor, lieutenant governor, the attorney general, the state's attorney,
What you got?
senators.
What you got to do to run for office? Like, I mean, you got to have a lot of money.
I'll let Kyle. So Kyle, you're gonna do that. I'm actually gonna come off and I'm gonna try to come back
But if it's
in.
that easy, everybody just running for office. I mean, maybe I should run for office. I
I
mean,
mean, legally you can. I will
yeah,
say my second.
you have to
So
get the
the
people
current.
behind the names.
Yeah. Well, I mean, mind you, the whole idea of politics, in theory, right? Again, in theory, is that anybody can run for office, right? Anybody can represent their district. Anybody can represent their state. Uh, Back in the early days of the presidency, it was quite normal where regular working class people could walk into the White House and talk to the president about issues and things they don't agree with. By the way, I like your glasses a lot.
Thanks, man. A
I
little
just
bit.
want to point that out.
Thank you.
Um,
Appreciate it.
yeah, because now that I got a clear view of them. I'm feeling them, man.
Thank you,
Feeling
brother.
them real heavy.
Thank you,
Um,
brother. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, it's all love between me and you always, brother. Um,
Dr. Berkley, my man.
it's Kyle, man. You know this, we're brothers.
Still, man, you got to get the people their props, man, like the politicians. You got to give them
Ah,
their props. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, bro. You earned that.
yeah.
But
Oh,
anyway,
well, my daughter just you okay? My daughter just
but
knocked down the
but
bathroom.
anyway, I was only reason why I asked that is because it seemed like
You okay?
everybody it's like anybody can run for office, which is cool. But it's like, how do you like? It's like people that never did politics before or did any. They didn't even run their school like newspaper. You know what I'm saying? Like or nothing. Like running for office. Like some of the billboards I've seen, I was just like, wow.
And I was like, wow.
I was like, damn,
I was
that
like,
brother,
damn, that brother.
that brother running, and this brother, wow, that's interesting.
So, see, the thing is that some candidates want this kind of platform to say, I'm not a politician, I'm just an average, everyday guy, and the politicians been messing up. So vote for me because I know what y'all want. I'm one of y'all. And, we need a non-politician to solve the problems that we have. And so
I
that's
think,
that's
I
what you
think
want.
you need the best of both worlds. I think you need somebody that is for the people, but not um but no not that's not paid off. You need like a Joe Clark mixed with a little bit of uh I'm trying to think of somebody that played defense really well, but utilized the efforts for the betterment of everybody. I'm trying to think of somebody I can think of, you know.
So, but I think that's the philosophy behind, you know, like you remember like when Stokey ran, you know what I mean? It's like somebody who's not a politician who has
I
connections
think
to the
Stokey would have
community.
did a good job though. I ain't gonna lie. I think he
Because,
would. Yeah, I think he would did a good job.
I think he did a good job as well. But see, the only problem with non-political candidates is sometimes they don't know how to quote unquote play the game to do the things to get elected, right? So it's
Right.
like they want to take it as far as they can take it with their non-political, you know, strategy, but then they like, I ain't gonna straight play them politics games, you know what I mean? Because that ain't me.
And you gotta play those.
You do.
Like you can have the people behind you, but you gotta have a strategy behind you too. But see, that's what the game is about. Like a lot of people don't be having good strategy or good people behind them to help make the strategy. Like for me, like if I ever ran for office, or like they've been trying to get me to run for the district or whatever by my grandmother way. But if I ever ran for office, I would have other smart people that are good with budgeting. I mean, I know how to do budgets and stuff like that. I wrote grants before. I done did organizing and all that. But I'm just saying, like, it's a different level when you're moving on that type of. You can use a little bit of your grassroots, your corporate stuff that you learn, but it's a whole different game of accountability. So you would have more. To me, I would have more accountability partners around that, like have other experts around me that can do what they need to do. I would just be more of the person that sends the message, you know what I mean, and rally the people, like, you know what I mean, like
I think that's good. And before I turn it over to Dr. Kyle, I think that we need more you know, young Black people to get involved in this process, even if that's not your background, but you understand what needs to happen, or you have that communication.
You need to groom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Either way, but I'm just saying we want change, and we need to change the people that we seeing. And I think these people need to be a little bit younger and a little bit more connected with the community. And that's going to start with having the candidates come through a different pipeline than they have been coming through already. You know what I'm saying? What do you think of that, Dr. Kyle?
Yeah. So getting back to what both of you all were saying, the thing about politics is, so when I ran, right, my second term, the current term I'm in right now, I
forgot you ran. Did you win, yo?
Yeah, I won.
Damn, so you in your second term?
Yeah, but I'm done. I'm not running for re-election.
So hold on. So what did you do, yo? Like, what did you win?
So I ran for the state central committee. So I ran for that. I won that seat. I served on the bylaws committee. I served on the strategic planning committee. I founded and ran the committee? The retreat committee. So basically, in that, I basically taught what the role of the central committee was.
So what did I'm about to ask you, like, what did the central committee do? Like, what power do they have? Like, what did the central committee do for the people?
So the most important thing that we do is we educate voters, we register voters, and we fill vacant seats of offices like state senate and state delegate. And we also help appoint people to the board of not board of education. My apologies. The board of elections. We've sent a couple people there in the past.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate your time served. I know you did a great job, you know, working with the people there. Like, you know,
it's a blessing. But like I said, it's some people that get in because it's a stepping stone for them to move up in office. To each their own. To each their own, right? I'll be a hypocrite if I said that I didn't apply for a delegate seat in the past, right? Because I did. There was a vacancy in my district. Keith Haynes was an outstanding delegate in the 44A. He actually lives here. He lives a couple doors down the street from me. He was I mean, being 100, like he was at every community association meeting in the whole district, not just one community. He was at every last one. He was very active. He could call out many neighbors by name. Like he was involved with the schools. He was involved with everything in the district. So when he stepped down and he resigned, I think he had 20 plus years in office, something like that. And when he decided to retire, the position was open. I ran for it. and I missed it by a couple votes. It is what it is. I'm actually glad it was a blessing in disguise, actually, because I've been ripping and running ever since I've had my oldest child. This is my middle child right here.
What's up, little baby?
Hi. Say hi.
What's up?
Isn't that pretty smile?
Brother Nance, love the kids.
Yeah, so I have an almost 7-year-old, a 5-year-old right here, and I have a 3-year-old upstairs. And honestly, I want to spend more time with them, because for 8 years I've been trying my best to serve this district, and sometimes more abroad. So I'm glad to actually be stepping down, and also I'm able to do stuff like I'm putting out more books. I have 2 books coming out close to the summertime. One called The Void and the other called The Legacy. Diamond K, I'll be trying to get a critique from you soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And just trying to do a lot more community work, just more hands-on community work. Because I'm all in on building on this next generation.
What phone is that?
I don't know. Mine is on mute and on the charger. But what I was gonna say is, definitely when you run for office, you should not need a lot of money. And that's one of the biggest problems that we do have now in elections, especially on the broader scale, is money does win elections. Sad to say. But
facts. I mean, money who you get in the bed with and who you owe favors to. I mean, let's just keep it real, bro. I mean, let's just keep it real, bro.
But yeah, absolutely. But here's the even weirder part, or even I don't even want to say a weirder. It's a phenomenon that's happening that's ever evolving, and I think the more it evolves, the more people are like baffled on how to capitalize, and that's social media. So social media is something that costs nothing but can cost money, right? And by that I mean, by word of mouth of social media, you could reach thousands of people at a time if you have an agenda and can pull a point. You share something, hashtag whatever, you could get a following on something. And that's something that, enough people that believe in your cause, you could get those votes.
Yeah, controversy sells.
Yeah, so in that, you kind of create a divide with those that have money versus those that can get that voice out.
But see, this is the thing though, man. Like, to be honest, like, I think people don't realize, where Diamond K? I need my bro on this. People don't realize that, like, the politicians, like, they work for us. We are their money. You know what I'm saying? Like, they done got us tricked to think that, like, we work for them. They work for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are their currency. You know what I mean? So I think that, like, if we suppress the votes, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I let them know, like, we're not playing, period. You know what I mean? Like, I think that
the only thing about it is that, yeah, it's what are you going to do? You're talking about accountability and holding the politicians accountable. But the way that the system is currently being run, we're not holding them accountable.
We're not. It's not enough people. It's not enough people that understand the process of holding them accountable. It's not going to town hall meetings screaming and shit. It ain't going to the little meetings and screaming and hollering. It ain't about all that. It ain't about marching and standing in front of the building. Like, ain't nobody doing that. Shit don't matter. That shit don't matter.
What do you think would have the biggest impact on politicians as far as accountability goes?
I mean, I think that, like, from what the late Bishop told me, Bishop Miles told me, like, you got to go at people next. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to scream out loud on the things that the people say they're going to do. You have to make some noise. You know what I mean? Like, when I had a situation with a grant project that I was doing with the city, I got the news involved. And guess what? I got my check the next day. The check that they couldn't find, that was lost, but it took me going to the extreme for them to start answering my questions that I was being patient with for months. You understand what I'm saying? So it's making, like, people, I feel like our political system is too comfortable. Like, everybody's relaxed. Everybody's comfortable. Nobody's making no one uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of truth in what you're saying. And one of the biggest pieces to that truth is, where's the first place politicians go when they want to get a black vote?
They go in the hood and talking about what, hey, we're going to do this. And
where specifically in the hood do they go though? Where
go to church.
Exactly.
Church.
So they already figured out, and then once they go there,
not even active in the community like that.
That's where the voters are.
That's exactly my point. That's where the voters are.
No, that's where the old people voters are. That's where the old people vote.
Look at the voters.
They want to make sure they want to make sure that they keep the old people that been voting for them for years. I remember back in the day when I learned how to vote, when I first started voting, the elders used to tell us to vote for all the black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, vote, and I'm not dissing nobody that they told us to vote for. I'm just saying that was our political process back in the day. Vote for all the black people. I'm just telling you that. I mean, Diamond K. I'm not lying, Diamond K. Am I lying?
I don't necessarily have a problem with that. So you know,
I mean, all black ain't black. I'm not voting for all the black people.
But here's the thing: if you don't know about politics, right? But you do know that you need to vote, right? And you're a black person. You don't know politics, but you do know that you need to vote. And you go into the booth. To me, if you're going to use some kind of rationale and you say I'm going to vote for the black people, I don't have a problem with that. You know, if you just say I'm just going, because at least you know who the black people are, right? At least you may not know that. And so, is that the best strategy to do? No, not necessarily. It's better than not voting, and it's better than voting for somebody who you more than, I would say 80% of the time is not going to have your best interest in mind. So it's not the best strategy, but it's better than not voting, and it's better than just voting for somebody.
My strategy is I try to hold people accountable for what they're going to say. I try to keep a running record of what you're going to say. You know what I'm saying? I try to approach people from a very respectful but accountable way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's never emotions. It's all business.
Because I didn't know this about. I didn't know
all business. It's all business.
You holding politicians accountable? This is new. Angie, why you tell me about this?
That's how I be getting shit done.
Okay, easy. This is a family show.
Oh, my bad. That's how I be getting stuff done, Diamond K. That's how I be getting stuff done. I apologize to all the kids. All the kids watching, I apologize.
You know, we got kids in the studio audience right now, too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you can't be all, yeah, come on, brother Nan. But look, I had a hard time getting this. I'm on my phone, but I was tuning in, and I'm like, wow. So yeah, I mean,
it's the best ginger beer in the world.
It's ginger beer. So yeah, I love the analogy of, you know, even what Brother Nan said, because there has been, you know, the notions of like just do it because they're, you know, one, you know, black or whatever it may be, because a woman or a man. So yeah, for me, I think is Kyle said in his second term on the Central Committee, I really miss him being on there as one of a partner and a team member on Central Committee. He's done some extraordinary work with the Central Committee, but I just wanted to say that for us, it's more so making sure that we educate voters to know that, like, it's more than just that one person or the incumbent or a name that you see on TV or in the news. That, you know, if it's 4 candidates or 6 candidates or 8 candidates, I feel like they all should have an opportunity to be out there and prove themselves for you, you know, as voters.
What is their why? Like, what is your true why?
Yeah.
So like, when you ask somebody what their why is, that's the question that most people stumble over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I wouldn't say they stumble. You know why? As a candidate, I think that's our main
no, I'm talking about if somebody asks you your why, I'm not talking about you giving me a political answer talking about I want to do it because I'm fixing up the schools and this and that, and because I'm a long-term Baltimore resident. No, I'm not talking about that why. You know what I mean? Like, why all of a sudden do you want to do what you decide to do? Like, you know what I mean?
Still, that's, to me, that's still your why. And what I'm saying,
still your why.
What I'm saying,
doors open at different times.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you give me a moment, what I'm saying is that as a candidate, and you know, my brother here, Kyle, can even vouch, that's one of the main things that we have to work on in our brain, you know, and say over and over when we go anywhere. So as a candidate, they already have the why. Now, it doesn't mean it aligns with their actual why. It means it's a talking point. It means that that's what's going to make sure that they get your vote or that they're true to it. But I'm just saying the why is always at the center of it. That's one thing they were always talking about. And as I stated, you're going to see those talking points and you're going to see those things that candidates say. But for me, I like to see, like, there's a candidate listing on the Board of Elections page, and you can go to their website. I like to see the actual work. I like to see not what they're going to do or even their why solely, but I like to see what they have already done in the community.
Well, can I ask this question then? Or is this another why question then, right? So for example,
thank you.
So for example, right? Now you remember when they was doing all the trying to get the people that had felons or people that like they were trying to get them to get their vote, right? Remember that?
Sure.
You remember that?
Yeah. Sure, go ahead. What's your question?
Listen, so I'm just saying, do you remember that, right?
Yes.
Right. So what I'm saying is during that time, right, when they were doing that, was it really to help educate them on the voting process to assist them to get them support, or was it to get a vote and they still, I mean, because to me, I mean, a lot of the people that was talking about that, I haven't really seen a lot of, changes and things for the support of that from that particular audience that they captured on the voting tip. That's all I'm saying. Like we go.
Can I answer for myself with this? So back then, I think that was 2016, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
2016, 2018. I think it was 16.
Yes.
I helped run something with Dave Ramsey over at the Agape Christian Center over East Baltimore. I think it's off of York Road.
Okay.
So we ran a clinic over there. So we registered voters, we educated voters. As soon as that was passed, where returning citizens are able to vote, right? And we signed up something close to 120 or 130 people that had just came home from prison. And we educated them on voting. We educated them informing themselves and how to inform themselves. Some people had phones, some people didn't. Some people had access to the internet, some people didn't. I'm the first one to tell anybody, don't vote for me because you like me. Don't vote for me because you think I'm cute. Don't vote for me because I have kids. Don't vote for me because I'm a Democrat. Don't vote for me because I'm Republican. Don't vote for me because I'm independent. Don't vote for me for any of those reasons. Research me. Yes. Find out if you like what I stand for, and then vote for me. I've heard the term, and I'm again, this isn't me bashing my party. This isn't me bashing any party. But I heard the term before, just vote blue. I like the theory of make sure that your candidate is aligned with your values, right? Educate your candidate on the values and make sure that you're standing behind the candidate that has the values that align with who you are. Because at the end of the night, when you go to sleep, do you want to rest with that on your conscience, knowing that you're putting a child molester in the office?
Let me jump in for a second. Let me jump in for a second. Okay. And what you're saying is absolutely 100% true. But let's be realistic and let's take pies in the sky out for a minute. And let's talk about the world that we actually live in. We live in a headline-driven world. We live in a world where they scroll social media and they'll repost something that they don't even know is true or not because of the headline. They don't take the time to research a story, just anything. You know what I mean? And so they'll just I saw something online 3 times and that means it's true, right? So some people are going to look at and research. Some people are going to be on a surface level. And, it's great to say that. And the people who are real about their stuff, and like you say, sleep at night, well, knowing that they did the research, they're going to do that. But that doesn't mean that we want to completely turn off or not include in the process the people that are kind of going to say, okay, I heard Dr. Kyle talking. I like him. I'm going to vote for him, right? And not take you past that initial encounter that they had with you, right? And then over time, they may get wiser to the process. But we need these people. We need more people to start because a lot of times people are winning elections by very small margins because enough people didn't vote. But if enough people voted, some of those people wouldn't have won. But we need more people.
I would say if the people that was running against them gave us more to captivate us, maybe more people would want to come out and vote if they wasn't really, you know what I mean? Like if it wasn't looked like upon as if they were just trying to do a dog and pony show. You know what I mean? My thing
we need candidates that we can support. Being completely honest, I'm piggybacking on you, brother. That's my bad.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was piggybacking on you. Actually, I was just saying with the dog and pony show. Don't give us this beautiful horse and saying, oh, well, this is going to win the Preakness. No, give me something with some substance, right? I don't want a stud. I want something that's going to do the work. Like what good is a stud running horse going to do when I need fields plowed? You
and I also think that, you know what I mean, if it is somebody, I also think that I mean I don't subscribe to any parties or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, if it was a good candidate that you believe in for a particular important position, why not put the machine behind one person? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you have 15 people running in this, 15 people that know each other running in the same thing? That don't even make sense. Instead of
I won't say it doesn't make sense. I mean, I think anyone, they all think that they're the best candidate. I mean, I'm not putting anything past. And then we also know, and Kyle can actually vouch to this, that some just get in the race because they're splitting votes. I mean, that's a strategy as well.
That is definitely a strategy.
Yeah, isn't that like for example, right?
Brother Nance.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. No, hold on. Listen to what I'm saying real quick.
We need to get into some of these. We need to dissect some of this, and you need to listen for a minute so you can soak up some of this game.
I need to say one more thing. I just need to say one more game, fam. I'm shutting up for the rest of the show. And I'm saying nothing else for the rest of the show. All I'm saying is, like, it's two young brothers out here, right, that I personally know, right? They're not possibly into politics, but if we're talking about change, and you see that it's some dynamic young people out here that can, you know, you just like people, just like how you groom a fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, some people didn't even know they wanted to be a fighter, and then they got groomed to be the greatest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, sometimes, you know, we be having great people right in our backyard that we don't even put the machine or energy behind because we're doing the same old stuff. That's all.
Thank you for saying stuff.
I'm done. I'm done. You know, I don't even like political shows, so like, you didn't even talk this much. Y'all should be happy.
I do want to say that I think Diamond K put it up there, but if you can, I'm going to also put it in the comments. But like I said, I put together a candidate listing. So as we all know, Friday was the filing deadline. There were some that withdrew. There was some that added at the last minute. And I was actually covering that. But on this spreadsheet, you can actually take the time to see all the candidates that's going to be on your ballot. And you will get to see and click on their websites. And, you know, they have their email address to reach out.
I didn't know y'all was running.
Because this is a lot more comprehensive than what is on elections, like the way the elections
I broke it down that way.
Really
I
good.
broke it down because you have to click on each one, and then
scroll back up.
Someone actually put it in the comments and asked what district is the 41st. So if you go all the way at the bottom, you'll see a link that goes to MarylandElect.net. And you can put your address in and see exactly where your district is in. So I tried to break it down that even if you didn't know your district or your representatives, you can go and put your address in, it'll tell you. We also know, and Kyle can actually add to it if you like, but we also know that we had a redistricting map. So I have a link to the redistricting map if anyone needs to know. If anyone doesn't know, 44A has gone away with the redistricting map. So Kyle, and I know that's your district, so would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, so 44A is gone. I don't exist anymore. I got snapped away like Thanos.
Well, you'll go into one of the districts, but you chose not to file again.
Yeah, I chose not to. Look, man, life is great over here. Okay.
Okay, let's not talk about that. Go ahead, talk about 44A, because some people may not know that their district went away or that they lost a delegacy. So let's talk about that really quickly.
Honestly, can you pull a map up, because it's still confusing for me with just being completely transparent with how things are redistricted. Because
I took the one that says a final recommendation, and I'm hoping that that's the correct one.
I don't think it's final.
I think if Diamond K, if you
I don't think it's final either, but
if you go all the way at the bottom, you'll see redistricting map.
Okay, I'm pulling
link. And yeah, so Baltimore City lost a district, which means a lot, and that goes from the census. So if anyone didn't fill out
the people that participate.
Thanks, everybody.
No, I won't say it like that. So we lost the district for Baltimore City, and then also 44A has gone away, but it goes into either the 40th or the 41st. So some people will now be in either of the districts for that. But I have a note saying, you know, which one you will go into, and you can look on there. But I try to break it down to make it as simple as possible, because if you go on Board of Election, you have to actually click to know which district. But you might not know the district. You might just know your representative. And so that helps. But either way, good. Either way, I still had like the actual links to it, and I update it often. So there's, and let me just say, even though the filing deadline was Friday, we have a grace period of a week or two where anyone can like say, hey, look, like Brother Nan said, maybe someone came in and said, hey, I don't want to be have this crowded race, so I'm going to step out. So now you have a period where you can withdraw before the ballots are already printed. So just stay tuned, because it may have some people that actually come off between this time. It's a little complicated and it's hard if I'm not doing it, but if you zoom in where you see, you know, where the 43rd, 40th district is going to go more in the center where Baltimore City is. Like right there in that center with that box, yeah. But also and you can put your address in, but if you zoom in closer, there we go. Thank you. I don't know if you can really see it, but you'll see where the 40th, 41st, 43rd, 45th, and 46th districts are Baltimore City.
There's some people that I ain't gonna lie that's in office that's doing a good job. I'm not gonna lie.
And it shows if you like really zoom in, I think it has some we can see the borders or the boundaries.
It might water container that.
And if not, you can definitely put your address in, and it'll tell you which district you reside in. So I think this is very important, because some people are like now in a different district, and that was a holdup in the court as well. So I really just wanted this to be, you know, an informative segment, in a sense, where people will know where to find it, and as well which candidates are going to be on your ballot, like in advance, and not just taking that someone endorsed someone or someone's been in there and they just deserve it or entitled. Like, what we need to know what work you've done, and then have a fair take on it. So that's mine, to make sure that I'm always being fair when it comes to that. My biggest goal right now is to make sure that the voters know that this is available, that, you know, that they know which forms are going to be coming up, and, you know, again, which candidates are running. I think that's very important. Otherwise, you'll only take what your neighbor said or your friend said or someone that you just saw on the news. You know, and I think we need to get away with doing.
Or you're gonna vote for all the black people, or you're gonna vote all Democrat.
Yeah, well, different strategies, but as I stated, I don't knock any strategies, like Diamond K said, but we as voters, we need to step up, and we need to know where to go and how to hold them accountable, or at least attend those forums, answer those questions. One of the things that we're doing is we're going to be doing some candidate meet and greets for Restoring the Village. We're going to be bringing some candidates in. So if you are a candidate and you're watching, or you will be watching later, please know that you're able to come on and actually, you know, give your why, like Brother Nan said, to show why you would be the best candidate, what you're doing out there, and why, you know, why we should vote for you, in a sense. But we're going to give everyone an equal amount of time allocated, and all candidates that's going to be on the that's filed are able to come on our show.
Can we make sure we ask them why they care about the issues that they talking about?
Yeah, any questions?
Right, because I don't really care about your real why. I want to care about, why do you care about the felons? Why do you care about youth violence? I don't want to hear it because I grew up in Baltimore, and like, that's not enough.
Yeah, let me say this, Brother Nance. I don't want to knock that, you know, that something was passed and to feel like it just didn't happen. I want to say there's organizations out there that are really doing things. The Alpha Justice is doing some extraordinary work.
I led with saying that it's some people doing some dope stuff. I'm
Well,
saying.
let me just say, they were part of why that was actually initiated. It wasn't just because of a politician. If you know how it works, we have lobbyists and we have people out there.
I'm not talking about the lobbyist group. I'm not talking about the lobbyist groups. I rock with Out for Justice.
I'm just saying that the work is there and that they are doing it. I mean, you made a notion about what they're doing with returning citizens. I'm just saying that there are still work being done. One of the things that I see as an issue or barrier is that a lot of felons, if you would say, returning citizens, a lot of them don't even know that they can vote. Like even now at 2022, they still are not aware that they have the right to vote. So it's a communication break.
I know, but that wasn't what I was talking about.
I didn't say that, but I added to it if you don't mind. So
my bad.
That there are some out and some are just not aware. So if something's not getting done, it's probably because they're not aware that they can vote.
Because it's a lot of, I agree with you. It's a lot of organizations out here doing amazing work. There's a lot of organizations that out here doing a lot of lobbying. It's a lot of organizations doing a lot of educating. And like I said, I appreciate them. You know what I mean? Because we would have been able to move the needle how we've been moving the needle on certain issues if it hasn't been for some of the people that was, going against the heroin thing and the stuff that been all the marijuana laws and the different things that we are doing out here. So I commend all the groups. My only thing I was just simply saying was like when we do bring these candidates on, like for example, like when you were running for office, I know you told me not to say nothing while we was on the air, so I was being very respectful. But like you actually had legitimate, and I'm not just saying this because you're my friend. I told you before. If I wouldn't have voted for you just because you was my friend, if I didn't believe you really cared about the stuff you said you cared about on your campaign, I wouldn't have voted for you. I'm just saying, like, I want to know your care. Maybe we shouldn't say your why. What about your care? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I can tell what you cared about. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know if you would have won, that those things would have, and like you said, things take time because it's a process. Like the president don't even have no power. You know what I mean? Like he got to go through different chains. You know what I'm saying? Like he can't say this is going to happen. Yeah, he can, but he got to get voted by this house and this group. And you know what I mean? Like I don't think people really understand the whole process. Like that's one thing I like about our generation. When we was in high school, we had to take the citizenship test and all of that stuff to understand in middle school. We had to understand.
Bring that back.
I mean, why they don't want to bring it back? Because they know these kids got access to too much stuff, right? And if they got to hold them accountable to that. Those kids gonna be way more ahead of us than we were. You know what I'm saying? That's giving them too much. You know what I mean? Like you gotta distract them. That's why we social media. I mean, we distracted.
So if anyone is on here from school board, Dr. Santelice, is anyone, if you're listening, we need to bring the citizenship back to the schools, to the high schools.
All that stuff back. All those tests to get out need to come back. You need to be cool.
Yeah. All right. So as we stated, we're going to put these questions together. We're going to make sure it's the same, pretty much the same questions that's going to be for every candidate, but we're going to allow candidates to come on to actually talk and, to speak or whatever about why they're running and why they're the best candidate. I'm really excited because even when we did one for my organization and we put it out, I had so many people because I don't know if you noticed, Brother Nance, or not, but this year we will be actually voting in 2 of the school board seats. So, that's important. But I think a lot of people may not even know, like I said, which positions are available. And, I think that's important because this will be the first time that we'll actually be voting. Any other time it's been appointed by the mayor, but it will be all seats will be appointed by the mayor except for 2 seats that will be elected. So we're getting somewhere slowly but surely, but I think we want people to know, even Central Committee. I know we're always at the bottom, right, Kyle? We're always at the bottom when people don't know what Central Committee does, but we do a lot when, like you said, vacancies, we're the ones, and then people might, want to call us then, but we're definitely an influential, asset to Baltimore City for Central Committee. And we want people to know, like you asked in the beginning, what does the Central Committee do? And we need to make sure that we hold something to say, this is what the position does. this is what the comptroller does, you know, whatever it may be. So I'm really excited to bring on those candidates, and then to know that they're even more excited to come on screen and to talk about their wives or their cares. Oh, look. So Kyle was like juggling. I just let mine in too. Like, she was gone for the whole break. I was happy about that.
I don't want nobody to think that I don't think the political process is important. I do, but I just think that, you know, we gotta adjust with the times, man. Like, you know, I mean, that's why I don't be that excited about it, because it's the same people talking about the same thing, like, and it's no results. Like, and then, like I said, you know, my challenge is, you know, I just want the gatekeepers to release the budget. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask, who do you think the gatekeepers are? And I probably am going to really make a big thing out of this one. But who do you think they are? I mean, what would you give me examples of a gatekeeper?
I think the board of estimates are gatekeepers.
Oh, okay, we're on the same page.
I think that the board of estimates are gatekeepers. I think that the 5 to 4 to 5 families that run our town are gatekeepers. I think that several of our big nonprofits are gatekeepers.
Okay, I was gonna say we don't
you know
have to say.
I mean, if you want me to keep going, I've dealt with all the gatekeepers.
Okay,
I've dealt with all the gatekeepers.
Sure that's what we're talking about, and that's very true. I mean, I go deeper to say community associations, like
all of that, the community associations,
profits,
community associations, the little nonprofits. Yeah. I mean, no one is working. This is the thing. This is the thing, right? This is the thing.
This brother
No, listen to what I'm saying. No, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying, right? You know, we say that we're doing all of this small business stuff and small business help. Then we identify these dead corridors, and then you want to put black businesses in dead corridors. You know what I'm saying? Like, now that we have, you know, the downtown is almost down to shits. I mean, excuse my language, down to nothing. Pardon my language. I'm sorry, man. Sorry, I apologize. I apologize immediately. I caught myself. I'm saying, like, I'm passionate about this because this affects me. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you hear all of this, you know, we want to support small business, and there's some great people. Don't get it confused. It's a big shout out to my boy Sean Stinnett. You know what I mean? For all the stuff he do for the main streets and all that. I'm not talking about the people that do the work. I'm saying that, you know, we have to have a better way to streamline the supports once you get in office. You know what I mean? To support the people that are in the community actually doing the work. The people in the community that's doing the work shouldn't have to go through all of these hoops and bounds just to get the support that is needed when they were supporting you on your come up. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm supporting you and you need me to help rally the people in my community, it should be a no-brainer when it's time to say, hey, we want to identify some organizations or some people or this, that, and the third. Even if I'm not in the political process or at the table, you already know. I'm speaking about me personally. If you already know what I personally do, you know what I mean? And someone say, hey, identify this. I'm saying, you know, it shouldn't have to be. You shouldn't have to go through all. I know it's checks and balances. I know you have to collect data, and I know it's reporting process. I know all of that. But if we put all that to the side and think about what we say we do, what they say they do political things for, is for the people. So if you're not feeding the people that is actually touching the people that you can't touch, what are we doing? That's all I'm saying. I'm saying you can still feed. You can still feed your anchor institutions. You can still feed all the people that, you know what I mean, that help build you up. But don't forget about the people that keep the foundation going.
Right.
You want to keep the people that bring the Ferris wheels and the bike lanes and I mean, no disrespect. I'm just saying, like, you're right. I'm just keeping it real, yo. Like, I mean, we be having too many dance around conversations, bro.
I want to give a shout out to Monty Stanback, and I think Diamond K put it up there. I was getting ready to actually say it, but she says, I love when people are passionate about the city. So we just want to acknowledge and thank you for.
It is a great city. I love Baltimore. I love Baltimore.
Can you hear that he's very passionate for a person like that? I think he was gonna be quiet. She said, "Yes, brother."
Yeah, I mean, I love Baltimore. I just hate to see it go to trash like it's going. Like, It's like you either living in Baltimore or you living with Baltimore. I live with Baltimore. I don't live in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying?
I like passion, but I hate a whole lot of steam with no real purpose behind it.
Okay.
So here, let me say this. I hear what you say, and I've heard a lot of people say exactly what you're saying. All right, so you have a business, and I want to use an analogy that I think that you can connect with, right? Because this is what I see happen. You have a business, so let's say that you have an item. Name me the most popular juice in your store.
The Maya Angelou.
Maya Angelou. So let's say that you had the Maya Angelou juice, right? But let's say that not a lot of people are buying it. So you stop selling it. They said that you talked about it, you advertised it. A lot of people didn't buy it. So you stopped selling the juice, right? But all the talk is of people outside of the store is they used to have that Maya Angelou juice and now they don't have it no more, right? And then so I would say to that person, well, did you tell them that they didn't have the juice? Did you mention it to them? No, they know. I'm tired of having all this other soda in here, not having the Maya Angelou juice. Well, I think you need to go hold them accountable. Say you want the juice. Say they're selling the juice somewhere else, and if you want me to shop here, I need you to restock this juice, right? But they don't never do it. They just talk outside the store. That's what you're doing. You talking outside the store.
Okay, I think it's a little bit more complex. I agree.
I think you're missing what I'm saying, Dom.
Get involved in the process or move out the way, because it's like your energy discourages people from getting involved because nothing happens, nothing this.
No, that's not what I'm saying. No, that's not what I'm saying. I think that you're taking I think you took what I've said the wrong way. I understand the political process. I've been through the political process. I support the political process. All I'm saying is the people, because what they do is they come talk to me or people like me in the community. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying I when they say bring the people to come vote, I get on the bus and pick people up and bring them to the thing. I sign people up. Hold on, okay.
You stay outside the store.
Oh Lord.
What do you do to hold the candidates that become the politicians that become elected accountable after that? Nothing.
I show up. I'm
saying after they get elected, what do? You don't show back up until campaign season again.
No, that's not true. That's not true for me. That's not true for me. I'm talking about for me. For me. So what I do is I stay connected with the offices. I make phone calls. I follow up on the processes or things that you say that your office is going to do. If it's a program that my school, myself, or anything that's around me can benefit, I go through the processes. I'm saying that if you know
has that worked for you?
Yes, it has worked on certain things. It hasn't worked on everything, but it has worked on certain things. When I needed something for my school, they showed up. They did what they said they was going to do. When I needed something for my business, they showed up and said they was going to do what they had to do for those that I have reached out to. Now, I don't reach out to everybody because I'm doing a lot of other independent things that has nothing to do with politics or any of that. I was just simply making a statement of, hey, if something coming through your table and you know that it's people out here doing the thing that you can do it, have someone on your staff reach out. That's all I'm saying. Just like how you have somebody from your staff reach out when you want to reach out to me or whoever else to help you get the political process into our community. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying.
Look, we have a steamy conversation here, but I don't want to get off of the main.
No, I mean, but we're not off topic. We're actually on topic. That's what I'm saying.
It is.
Yeah,
I want to get back to who's on the ballot and who we like to see with positions. So, what do you think? This would be my question, because we're going down to time wise. But which officers do you think is very I guess a position to watch? I mean, they're all pretty important. But is it any position? So we have So we have the governor, because we're going to get a new governor, we're going to get a new comptroller, we're going to get a new attorney general.
Thank the Lord.
Okay. I'm just saying
we need a new bleeping governor.
I don't think the governor was that bad. I don't think he was.
Who do you think are the top? Who would your top three candidates be for governor?
Oh, that's easy. That's easy.
Okay, who is it?
Peter.
Peter who?
Come on, Peter Francho. Come on.
Yeah,
All right,
that's one. That's a top candidate.
Yeah, I think he's a top.
And Westmore is a top candidate.
I like Westmore. I do like Westmore. I'm not gonna lie. I like Westmore a lot.
Tom Perez.
I think he's a top one.
Yeah. Those are your top three.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. I can agree with that. See,
the winner.
You think I was there for politics, Diamond Cat? Told you I'm engaged, buddy.
The winner's gonna be one of those guys unless something drastically happens.
I hope it's Westmore because me and him done had personal conversations. I like Westmore.
You talking to this Westmore or the other Westmore?
I know Westmore. I'm not talking. I know both Westmores. I'm talking about the light skinned brother. I'm talking about the light skinned brother.
Okay.
No, I like Westmore. I don't like how they tried to drag him on the radio.
Trying to drag him right now.
Yeah, because he wrote something in the book, and he talked about two guys from Baltimore. They're like, oh, well, you wasn't born in Baltimore. Like, dude, are we really pulling hairs here?
Yeah.
Who is his running mate though?
Westmore.
Oh, okay.
Has he picked one yet?
Yeah,
they all picked one. They had to.
I didn't think.
Yeah, she's not as well known as him. You know what I mean?
It's on the list.
Is that Guy McKay, in your expert political opinion, is that going to be a hindrance or hurt him a little bit?
No, absolutely not. Because he doesn't want somebody that's going to overshadow him. That's how he will think. You want somebody that's going to compliment him. And he's not trying to have somebody that's going to come in and step on his toes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely think they're top three, and I don't like to undermine the others. That's why I said all of them are listed.
But something could change, and something could change, and something could change.
It's all about visibility.
I like those top three right there. I like those.
Right, I was gonna say it's all about visibility and engagement. So the money being raised. Also look at that as well. We got campaign filing. I can't even think right now. What am I trying to say? Your campaign reports. So you're looking at how much money they have. They do have to cover. Let me just say, they do have to cover the entire state. So that's the hard part. So if the person doesn't have that money to actually do a strategy, it's going to be harder, but it's nothing impossible. So I never want to undermine that what's not, possible. But I would say we're going in that direction.
You need that money. You need that money.
Yeah, who's actually giving traction around the state? Can you scroll down? The next one I think is the comptroller. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's important right there. Comptroller.
That's very important.
Yeah,
very important.
Yeah, so I can't really say it, but we have two candidates. We have Brooke Lehrman and we have Tim Adams. Okay, we have Brooke Lehrman and we have Tim Adams. And I'm only gonna speak on the Democrat. I'm sorry.
Don't leave out my Republicans now. Don't leave out my Republicans.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm only saying those two at this moment.
Barry Glass.
Yeah,
Barry Glass.
That's fine. You could put that one in.
That's your homie.
I'm just saying, man. I mean, don't disrespect the Republican Party.
Yeah, that's
fine. They disrespect themselves.
I'm just saying, man. The Democrats.
So I will say that unfortunately I am a central committee and I'm going to be careful about that part.
All right, be careful. I forgot my bad. Let me go on that.
But on my spreadsheet, I have listed all, and there's no bias there. So please look on there, and do your research. But as I stated, we have Brooke Lehrman and Tim Adams, and then there's the website for that. Brooke is actually a current delegate, so she's a delegate in the 46, and Tim Adams, I believe he's the is he the Bowie mayor, I believe. So anyway, do your research, and you'll see that they're both current and candidates elsewhere. Chime in if you want, Kyle, if I'm wrong, but they're on there. And then I think another race to look at is what you just scrolled down to is Attorney General. That's going to be another one with Anthony Brown and Katie Karen O'Malley. Another race to be watching. I don't know my takes on it at this moment, but that's definitely one to watch. And as I stated,
that's a very important position.
Very important.
I am going to point out Anthony Brown is the same person who was the lieutenant governor at one point in time.
Mm-hmm.
and he did run for governor.
Yeah. Yes.
And yeah, he tried
So when you think of people that just like, they just show up, I think that makes a great point as well. But we also want to say that, Cato O'Malley is a judge. So it's like, you still have people that are doing something. So, thank you for making that notion, Kyle. So I think that's another race to watch. I have just been really watching a lot. I've made only a couple of endorsements of my own that I just know the people that are actually doing the work, but I'm following a lot of other races personally.
Scroll back up.
Which one?
So what district?
It was something that said like scroll down.
Which one?
No. Keep going. Go back like no.
What district?
Can you tell us which district?
Yeah.
Oh, right there. District, okay. Congressional District 2.
Yes.
A man, Marquis Dent. Hey.
Who?
Is that what you started for?
Oh, Marcus Dent.
Yeah.
No,
I'm gonna work for forever. Like forever. Yeah. He's a real good dude.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely a friend of the station. He's been through plenty of times. Definitely.
Yeah, that's a hard position with Ruppersberger.
This is not an easy race to be in.
Yeah, that's a really hard one. If you don't have that, the name, money, that's one. But like I said, anything can happen.
And in that order,
anything is possible. If you see an asterisk, the asterisk means that they're incumbents. Just if anyone is wondering why it wasn't.
That's Ruppersberger.
Yeah, Ruppersberger.
Yeah. Been around for a while.
So then we have, the Republican Party, and then
Brother Nance folks.
I know.
Yeah. I got Brother Nance people. You're damn right.
They have done so much for the hood. The Republicans have done so much for the hood. You're right, absolutely.
Hey, it's people still living off them stimmy checks right now. We're still living off them Trump stimmies right now.
Hey, hold on. Stay right there. I didn't know this, but old girl who ran a couple years ago against Kwesi isn't running right now.
Yeah, no, she's not. Because she just showed up. She's a Republican. They just show up and just make some noise.
We show up to upset the status quo. We show up to upset the status quo.
So hear me out. So Angie's learned it.
Kyle's talking about Kim Klacik if anyone needs to know who we're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, it's talking Kim Klacik, yeah.
But Angie can attest to this. So once you get in this arena, you realize to pay attention to campaign accounts because those campaign accounts stick to you for a long time. So a lot of people, I'm a go back.
You don't play by the rules.
Yeah. Now that I'm outside of this office, I could tell a lot of things. So a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll run for some other office just to build up their campaign account a little bit more, and then
for another position.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
Because it's completely legal. It's your money. You could campaign all that. Right. So I'm shocked with this.
Just don't claim COVID-19 hardship with your money, and then it ain't your money. Then it's somebody else's money. Then they're gonna try to take you down.
I ain't touching that one. But look, that's another race.
That has nothing to do with me.
I ain't got nothing to do with that. Dom McKay?
Joe
State's Attorney's office is the next one that I like to.
You mean since I brought it up?
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
I'm shocked because Classic has a lot of dough behind her from a lot of people that donated.
I like Kim. I rocks with Kim.
She can wear heels. I give her that.
I know a lot of dances myself. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, I know a few of them. What's up, Cherokee?
I'm on here with the guys, y'all, today. Help me.
Hey, Angie, you see how they dug him out? You see what I'm saying, man?
You're like, she can't even make it clap. What are we talking about? She ain't even no qualified dancer.
Like that.
You gotta have more than just heels to be a dancer.
Diamond K, we are not talking Diamond K, we are not talking about none of the music that you make right now, Diamond K.
I'm a family man, sir.
Can I just say I love politics. I have a love and hate for politics, and this is really good to be on here, even though I'm the only woman right now at this moment.
Can y'all please let me know the next time pre-advance notice when we having a political show so I can prepare my mind for it, please.
Yeah, I know.
I'm stressed out. Y'all done stressed me out. I was having a great day until we started talking about politics. I'm stressed out.
So wait a minute, can you go back, Dom K, the state's attorney? I want to just emphasize that we do have. Okay, good. Thank you. Right there. So I just want to emphasize that we do have Ivan Bates, Marilyn Mosley, the Raji, and then we listen. I want to just say that Roya Hanna, she was listed in case anyone has doesn't know how to read this. She was listed as a Democrat. She withdrew on the 13th of April, and now she's going under as an unaffiliated, which is an independent. And she'll appear on the general election ballot.
Yo, that's a tough. That's gonna be a battle.
Emphasize the change that happened recently.
That's gonna be bad too, right there.
The Rue one is the one that makes me laugh every time I see him. Mind you, I just saw dude standing in front of the Board of Education about a week ago.
You say you saw him on Greenmount? Did you say you saw him on Greenmount?
No, in front of the Board of Education. I'm over there going to my halal spot to go get my little rat halal, right? And I see him over there talking to some cameras, hiding, looking around over his shoulder. You know how short he is. So, and he all shook. I'm like, bro, you're in like the safest place in the city. You know,
he got a beard now, man. He got a beard now, man.
That must be okay.
Like, why are you running? Like, and then
I ain't gonna lie, that's gonna be a tough race right there, man. That one's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's gonna be that tough.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be that tough. Because think about it.
One, two, three.
A rerun. We've seen this fight before.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Thank you. We on the same page.
Ivan Bates ain't no joke though.
But this is just 4 years ago. We just saw the same race 4 years ago. Same people except for Roy.
Yeah,
but
you made a good point. But you made a good point, Brother Nance, when you said, why don't we put one at support of another? And this is why they all think that they're the best candidate, which is fine. But what you're doing is you're splitting the vote.
Yeah, they're getting their feelings.
I'm just saying. Only reason why I said it's gonna be tough because of all the stuff that they got on the controversy tip. They try to smear the girl Maryland name. That's all I'm saying.
That's gonna hurt her. I don't think that's gonna hurt her with a core base.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is.
I do believe that the media plays a big part too. So
I think it is. I think right now it may not, but I think once it get closer to that time, they're gonna be ramping that up. Trust me.
Here's the thing: people are gonna poke all kind of holes with the Rue because he ain't running with his real party. I'll put it to you like that.
He's a Republican.
I ain't worried about him. He's not really the threat. I'm not really worried about him.
He liked them girls. He liked them girls on Greenmount. It ain't gonna be no problem. Okay.
And then he be trying to brag on his parent. Like we don't know what his dad did when his dad was teaching. No, never mind.
All right.
Listen.
So basically, this is another race to watch. Is all we're trying to say.
This is gonna be a good one right here.
Yeah. So
I will say this: it's gonna be one of these three. It's gonna be one of these three. I don't think Roy is ready yet.
With the meet and greet, we're actually going to be sending out and doing a virtual meet and greet, for my organization, but also we're allowing all candidates, every last one, to be able to come on to speak on the RTV.
Talk to Brother Nance and Angie.
So another, like I said, state's attorney is one to watch, and if you can go down, the clerk of the circuit court, I think that's interesting as well.
I agree.
So the only thing I have an issue with is that I would love to have seen some website or social media link on the Board of Election to learn more about the candidates. Not too late. So if you all are candidates,
they definitely need to get up in the.
Please make sure that you do that. I think that's important.
They still in the 90s right now. We need
to so. I would just say that for me that's important, and even though I know everybody's not on social media, but I think it's important to have that. Sheriff, can you stop right there? Sheriff is another There's gonna be a steamy one as well. The sheriff has
A lot
been
of feelings in this, yeah.
Yeah, he's incumbent and been in there for a long time. So he has a challenger, Sam Cogan, and you know, and even what I just said, there's a website for us,
Right.
Sam.
But
even
this
though
is to Brother Nance's point, you know, Sheriff Anderson is too comfortable. He feel like he don't even need a website. He don't need no social media presence because he's not used to having no challenges, right?
Exactly.
He said, website, we ain't got to spend that money on that.
They know who they know. I'm John, man. I'm John, man. I've been running this thing for years, man.
Let's go back to what you and I talked about earlier, Nance, with the social media presence and how a lot of people now are wrapping their heads around, hey, do I really need this? Oh, shoot, I could lose an election even though I got millions in the bank. These kids with the social media, the Instagram.
At least get a Facebook page or something.
Right.
John Anderson, John Anderson. I got John Anderson. Like I got the people that like guns on my side and everything. I'm Gucci.
Yeah, so we have the Central Committee.
Ain't no Republicans running for sheriff.
No. Can I just say this with Central Committee? Can I say this with Central Committee? This is for the Democratic Party only, because that's the only thing they voted on. The Republican has not voted on it that way, and they have a Central Committee. You know, you'll see it all there. But for Democratic Central Committee, we actually have, it will be 4 males and 4 females. So if you see the M and the F, that's what it stands for. So there will be 8. They're letting people identify themselves as male and female. What? Yes. Yeah. So you'll have 8 members, and there'll be 4 males and 4 females to make sure that it's diverse and and fair. That's what they decided on. So if you see the M and the F, that's what it stands for. And so 40th has a few candidates, and then 45th is actually the one I really would like to emphasize on. If you can scroll down, 45th district has a whole lot of candidates.
Let me say,
go back.
But these are different districts. So I broke it down for the 40th, the 41st.
The 41st here, yeah.
Oh my boy, I ain't know my boy Davon Love was on the Central Committee.
He not on the Central Committee. There are candidates running.
Oh, I'm voting for Davon for sure.
Oh yeah, you just vote for the black man.
Are you a Democrat?
I'm voting for the black man. That one don't matter. I'm voting for the black.
No, are you a Democrat? That's the only way you're gonna vote for Democrat.
I'm a brother Nance.
Yeah, so you hold on till November. You hold on till November.
So hey, that's where I am, guys. Hey, y'all see me?
Where you at, Angie? Where you at?
43. Move it up.
Where your name at? Go ahead, Angie Winder. Oh yeah, Angie.
And look, I'm just
gonna over you, Angie.
She got a star by her name. She got a website.
My website
is AngieWinder.com.
Angie, but you know what's so funny? You know what's so funny about this show? We are 8 minutes over, and you have not looked at the clock. You haven't cared. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, and I was looking at Power before y'all called.
Yeah, we have to wrap it up.
No. I was just playing. I was just making an observation.
It's only because I had a hard time getting in. I couldn't even get on my computer, so I don't know what's going on.
And then we talking about politics.
I love politics, guys. I'm sorry.
The 45th is a free for all.
Yeah, 45th has a lot of candidates. There's a lot of male candidates, so they're gonna really.
So how could you run for the Democratic Central Committee and run for a Senate seat?
Well, so there is no rule to say you can't do both. I haven't seen anyone that did Senate and
No,
but it's not to say they can't.
But it's not customarily done like that.
It's not on here, but it has been a senator that was on Central, and they could have gotten into the position like later down the line and just didn't resign.
Somebody named Baltimore.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
I'm voting for yo just because his name Baltimore. I'm voting for yo and no first name Baltimore.
All right, and as we come to the end, there's some Republican Central.
Okay, shout out to the Republicans. Shout out to the Repubs.
But just know that if you're not. If you are a Republican, and this is for anyone, I'm not saying just for you. If you are a Republican, you're only going to get a ballot for the Republican candidate. So I think everyone's clear of that.
No problem.
So that what you're doing during the midterm or the primary election is what you're doing is you're putting the Republican nominees and the Democratic nominees.
Vote for Muhammad.
And then the general election is when everyone is open and anyone can vote for any candidates. So, and then here's where the Board of Education at Large members
that's a big one too. Board of Education, that's important.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say that, and like I said, I put this thing together, so hopefully you all utilize it.
Yes, we will.
Anyone
put a link in the description.
Yeah.
This is an excellent document you put together. We're going to use this a lot, and like you said, really want people to get familiar with candidates. We need to have candidates on shows, and all of that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Diamond K, for our show today, Diamond K.
Great show, guys.
You always make the RTV radio show click a little different when we got our great producer involved. I know this your type of discussion too, Diamond K.
Absolutely.
This is your bag. So, hopefully the people, I'm speaking for the people. I'm speaking for the people. Y'all speaking for the politicians. I'm speaking for.
But I think we need all those conversations together.
We all. That's why I said this is good. This is
we represent all. That's what I'm saying. We all is a good balance because that way I can learn some new things because I'm not an ignorant voter.
No,
I'm not an ignorant voter at all. Not an ignorant voter at all. You know what I mean? I just don't like the thing that I was telling you earlier, Diamond K. Like don't keep telling me it's raining outside when you're pissing on me. Like,
but
that's
here's the thing: they're gonna keep doing it until we make them stop.
Exactly, until we cut them off at the leg.
You can't tell them don't do it. You can just say you did this too many times, and now we do something different. And I really think that you are the energy that you have a couple years down the line. This is why people run, because of stuff you frustrated with some things. Some things need to happen. You stuck your head out and help candidates, and you like, look, we not getting enough. We getting some things, but we not getting enough. You asked about the why. That's why people run. They get frustrated.
Diamond K, tell somebody to let me in on their ticket and pay me a bag. You know what I mean?
Well, you gonna get on this ticket because the
deadline
is over.
Yeah. So I'm saying if some people get elected that you don't think that they did their job, then you figure out where you fit in best, and then you position yourself to run.
I ain't got the time. I ain't gonna lie to you. All I'm trying to do is build a couple residual great businesses and build Baltimore up and use Baltimore as a cash cow for me to get up out of here.
That's still a good thing you're doing. That's what I want to say. Everybody does their
coming to your neighborhood, Diamond K. Diamond K, I'm coming to your neighborhood. We'll start a whole nother empire in the A. You feel me?
Dr. Kyle Berkley, are you okay? We really appreciate you being our co-host.
Dr. Kyle, thank you, Dr. Kyle. We appreciate you, Dr. Kyle.
Cut me off.
I appreciate y'all.
I wanted to say thank you, and we hope that you come back on.
I will,
especially when we have the candidates come on. I told he is passionate today. Listen, y'all gotta pray for me. I was on here with all the men, but I'm looking forward to seeing the candidates come on. We are appreciative of Dr. Kyle Berkley being on to give his insight. And also invited to you for you to come back on when we bring the candidates on. If you are a candidate, please make sure you reach out to us to come on to give your little few minutes of shine to say why you would be the best candidate. All are going to be welcome to come on. When I say all, I mean all. We want to make sure this is a platform that gives and allow our candidates to come on. And we are going to send an invitation out to everyone. So that'd be good.
We're looking to give political figures a fair opportunity to express yourself on a non-biased platform. That's all.
Yes.
With Diamond K, the political scientist, Angie, the political enthusiast / she's addicted, and Brother Nant, the neighborhood political guy, and Dr. Kyle Berkley, our resident doctor. That's the RTV political radio. When we do this, when we do Return to Village Radio political version, this is the crew. You know what I mean? So we got the scientist, Diamond K, the enthusiast, Angie, the neighborhood brother Nance, and then we got the good resident doctor. All right.
Yeah,
we appreciate y'all tuning in. We 14 minutes over. you know, but it's okay. You know, it's all good. We don't have good days. We create them. Even when we're 14 minutes over, we create a great evening. All right, man. Love y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Restoring the Village Radio.
Tune in next time.
Politics as usual. You already know.
RTV.
Where the music at?